Testing, testing. What's going on, everyone? Okay. So it looks to me like probably, to be honest, um, just based on, you know, SPXS right here, looks like it wants to rip up towards its weekly trigger. And then if you look at the trigger crossover scanner, so we see everything is below the hourly trigger right now. Everything. LDPMs are red across the board, and we had a lot of bearish trigger crosses, 5-minute trigger crossing below the hourly, one crossing below the 5. So I think we're going to see more downside here. Next level that we have down is 431.89. So I expect that to get hit. And I actually bought some puts a couple of minutes ago, waiting for that level to be hit. It's 9.53. If price closes above 432.81, which is right here, before at the end of the hour, then I'll close out the puts for a small loss probably, and wait for another opportunity. Now we do see our first 1-minute bullish divergence, so keep an eye out for 3 1-minute bullish divergences if we do come down to this level, or a bounce back up to the 1-minute trigger, and a good hint to close out of puts. So for now, things do look quite bearish. Again, if SPXS at any point sells back down below the hourly and the daily trigger, then I'd have more of a bullish view. But for now, while SPXS, it looks like this airplane has kind of been completed, and I wouldn't be surprised if this rips up to 1561. So while this is above the hourly and the daily trigger, I have to have more of a bearish view. But we'll see what happens. Keep an eye, wait for some bullish crossovers to occur if we are going to reverse today. Now, overall, in general, I am still bullish for now, but I want to see if I could catch this move down to 431.89. So again, in 5 minutes, if price closes above 432.81, then I'm just going to close out the position. No problem with that. And if we close below, then I'm going to hold on. So again, there is a bullish 1-minute div and a bullish 5-minute div. So very possible that we do get this reversal right here and the level does hold. But You know, this airplane tells me that it does want to push higher here, SPXS. Of course, you don't have that confirmation with the 5-minute trigger yet. So if this does sell down again, that would look a lot better for bulls. But for now, have to keep a bearish bias. We'll see how the close is in 15 minutes, in 4 more minutes. I didn't take anything major, but I do think that there could be one more leg down, so I just wanted exposure for that move. We'll see if we get it or not. But overall view, I still think we are bullish. But again, I would have really loved to see this bullish hourly trigger cross this morning. Unfortunately, this turned into a bear plane instead. So again, these divergences right off the bat tell me that it is possible we see a reversal, but it's just too early to it looks like it's too early to tell right now. QQQ has also reached a big bottom level, 363.55. That's one of Gavin's big levels. But Apple is below 175.94, which was a huge level. So for me, it's quite simple. As long as SPXS is above the hourly and daily triggers, I'm going to expect it to keep climbing and SPY to keep falling. And until we get, okay, so Meta got a bullish 5-minute cross. But until we get a lot of these turning green, I have to keep the bearish view. That's pretty much it. Definitely, this movement is pretty surprising to me. I thought we were going to be bullish today, but some overnight gap down, you know, these are the things you can't always see. All right, so we got 3 more minutes. Again, above 432.81, I close out the puts. Below, I'll hold them and see if we can get down to this level. I did just close half because I kind of bought them on this bounce. So I was up solid profit. So it's worth taking half for me. I had 15 zero-day contracts, but we'll see if we head lower and get a real profit. Again, these 1-minute bullish divergences, well, one so far and one 5-minute bullish divergence doesn't have me ultra bearish because we can see that there's already some buying going on down here. But I think it's really going to all depend on this level, 432.81, if price closes above or below. The reason why I closed half is just because of these bullish divergences. If it looked more like this, like Google did, where 5-minute velo is stepping down, I'd expect 1-minute rejection right here. But again, Google also had bullish 1-minute divergences and was able to make this nice reversion back to the 1-minute trigger. Okay, let's see, 9:59. So we got 1 more minute. If it's above the level, I'm going to close. And I would assume that we bottomed for today. If we close above the level, assume that would be the bottom for today. Oh, there's another one at 433.1. So actually, we would have to get above that. Otherwise, we're in level jail. Yeah, there's another level right here. So even if we close above here, it just means there's no real trade for the next hour. We're going to have to look around at other names. So we got 1 more minute. Let's see what the market decides to give us. All right, so I'm going to hold on to the rest of these puts because we did have a bearish close. And even if we get a move above the level, I'm going to assume that it's going to get sold down. So Amazon also bullish 1-minute divergences, so makes sense for it to move up to the 1-minute trigger. But we'll see if it gets whacked there or not. Yeah, things in general still look bearish. Just want to say what's up to everybody. Matthias, Nick, Amanda, Andrew, Matthias, sorry. Joe, Aaron, Omno, Bueller Citizen. What happened to AMC? What am I missing? Oh, it's moving up. Boex is still in. Oh, and GME is also moving up. Very nice. That's good to see. So we did get the bearish close, but we'll see if we get pulled back down below the level or not. Gavin did seem to think that this level would be the bottom. If we go to the stock watch forecasts, I'll close it if we break above here, but for now I'm still gonna hold. If we go to the meme stock watch forecast, look at SPY, look for 443.1, 431.9, or 430. So we did get 433.1, but we closed the hour below that. So it makes sense that we're headed back down to 431.9, right? Just pretty simple. Pretty simple. Now the question is if the market agrees with that. So although we closed above this, market doesn't seem to mind right now. So I'm willing to close my puts on a break above 433.10. And again, I am bullish based on the data. I don't know what the overnight gap down was, but I did expect bullish movements. It's hard to be bullish right now with everything below their hourly triggers. So I can't be bullish this second, but in general, I am still bullish. Yeah, Apple also closed below a really critical level of 175.94. You know what? Here, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to show you guys. This is what I'm looking at on my other chart. So here's SPY with all the levels. Here's QQQ, which closed between two big levels. Here's Apple, which closed below a huge level. Let's get Tesla on here. You can see the liquidity on the bottom, strong bearish, bearish, strong bearish, strong bearish, strong bearish, bearish worsening. So liquidity isn't great. Why isn't the Tesla fibs loading? Not sure, but this is what I'm looking at on my other screen, just to give a picture. Yeah, I'm still holding on to the remainder of the SPY puts here. I'll probably close if price breaks above the 1 minute trigger here. Now you could see the 1 minute velocity repairing like this is showing some buying here at a critical level. But again, as long as SPXS is above the hourly and daily trigger, I expect it to keep moving higher, especially if the 5 minute trigger crosses and push up towards the weekly trigger, which I believe will have SPY headed down to 431.89. But somewhere along these areas, I would actually probably want to get long again. You also have one 5 minute bullish divergence. Keep that in mind right here. It's weird that it's saying this when the 5 minute trigger isn't below the hourly trigger yet. Got to look into that. And then, yeah, Tesla also closed below some critical levels, and it looks like it could sell all the way back down to 246. So keep that in mind. Tesla, next level down is 246.04. Just call it here. Again, it's hard to think that all this selling will happen, but did close below that key level. Then, of course, you have the hourly trigger and the daily trigger right here. Price would have to make a big move to be able to complete that airplane. What about plug? LDPM stands for liquidity dependent price movement. Okay, I gotta go look at plug and some other stuff. Plug is at 750, AMC 984. Mara is moving higher. By the way, I'm probably gonna close if we break above the 1 minute trigger. And although there was a bearish hourly close here, the data in general is pretty bullish, and this is a pretty large level. So I did expect it to come down here and then bounce, but it looks like we may have already bottomed for the day. So I'm going to close out here just about a minute. I want to see the next reaction. Yeah, I'm going to close it out here. What a move. Didn't exactly see that one coming, but we did see the bullish divergences over here. But again, now if we would have had a bullish hourly close, I probably would have went long because this was the area where we were expecting to buy. But because there was a bearish close, I thought we would get down one more level, and with SPXS forming this airplane setup. But I guess, on gap downs, when you look at velocity, when you see it rapidly receding like this, those are kind of your hints that there could be a reversal. I don't know if this reversal is going to stick. It's 10:08. We would really have to get a bullish hourly close above this level for me to be willing to get long. And, liquidity doesn't look great. So for now, I still think this pop will end up coming back down. But I had to get out of, 0-date puts. But later in the day, if we see, real signs of a reversal, wow, look how fast that was. So on the 5 minute, everything is now green. But that's only in the 5 minute. We would have to see 15-minute green to really start leaning bullish. I wish I could have seen this move coming. The only hints was the rapidly receding 1 minute velo, but the bearish hourly close made me think there was going to be more downside. It happens, not much you can do about it. Any thoughts on mRNA? You could check it out. mRNA. Yeah, looks bearish. Yeah, looks bearish. Below all triggers. Definitely looks bearish. Mara is ripping. AMC is ripping. Bug is moving. Oh, where's Neo? Did Neo? Okay. So guys, we have a trade on Neo coming up. Let me 1 second. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, so first of all, obviously this is huge. We break above the hourly trigger here, the daily trigger. That's a long right there. Okay, but let's look at Neo for a second. Okay, so breaking above the hourly trigger on Neo, I would start to get fairly bullish. And I would want to get long. So let's just call it, daily LDPM. Break above here, I want to get long, and I really think we could rip to 910. The data look good. There's been loads of put selling recently. I like that trade. Move it up here. So yeah, it is important to remember that the data was bullish. Like everything was bullish going into last night. I had a fully bullish view. Um, just hard when you get that bearish hourly close. I just totally thought there would be, one more downside leg, but now we're already ripping. So things are always, a lot more confusing on gap downs. And especially on a week with Fed speakers, things aren't going to be simple. Okay, so there's the buy trigger for NEO. Do I want to take this right here, or do I want to wait for a little bit more confirmation? That's the question. I think it's going to go, my personal opinion. I really think it's going to go. The only question that I'm asking myself is, do I want to wait for some bullish 1-5 crossovers? So first of all, I would love to get the levels from Gavin. Yeah, so what I would want to see here is I would want to see either like 2 or 3 5-minute candle closes above daily LDPM, confirming that we actually broke above it. Or I would want to see the 5 and the 15 cross above the daily LDPM. And that would also give me a little more confirmation. Once that happens, I want to play maybe weeklies up here or like a little further dated. And now plug is also on the move. Okay, I think it's time to get long plug. Yeah, plug looks like it can go. And Neo. Okay, so longing plug with a stop loss below, 5-minute trigger or the daily trigger, something like that could really work. I think it's going to head up to 817 here. Neo's moving as well. So yeah, both of these look like good trades. Okay, so I just got filled month out calls, 17th of November. Neo, I took the $9 call. I also really like plug here. Okay, and I'm long the plug November 10th calls. So for me, stop loss is very easy, below the 5-minute trigger. But otherwise, I really do think this can head up here. Then Neo, I think, can head up here. So we'll see. Not much more to do at this point. So I'm not even gonna watch. And then plug, I would stop out. I mean Neo, I would stop out right there. Now again, we do need some breaks here. We need the 5 and the 15-minute LDPM to cross above the daily. Like, there's no real confirmation yet, so I didn't take a gigantic position, but we'll see how it continues to develop over the course of the day. What's happening? NVIDIA. Oh wow, NVIDIA. That's a big drop. Okay. What else? Coin and Affirm. All right, let's check. Where's Coin? Oh wow, there goes Coin. So yesterday sent this chart. I don't know if it's saved or not. No, it didn't save. But there were sold puts yesterday on Coin. So this movement does make sense. Yeah, this looks quite bullish, gotta say. And Firm. I don't like playing crypto related stocks, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, break above the daily trigger. This can certainly get going. And SOXS sold right back down. Wow. Very cool. Okay, so for plug, we want to see the 1 and the 5 get some bullish crossovers. And for Neo as well, we want to see, so we got the 1, need to get the 5 above, and we got to get the 5 and the 15-minute LDPMs above the daily to confirm that break. Because to me, this can still be a rejection and it could come right back down. There's no real confirmation right just yet. So I didn't, plunge. And I just wanted some exposure in case this just rockets higher, which is possible. Data was pretty bullish, a lot of put selling over the past 10 days. Wow, GME is green. Incredible. GME just has that way of moving bullish when everything looks the worst. I'm telling you, when the data looks like the absolute worst, GME will find a way to turn bullish. It's very cool how it all works. So yeah, coin, I mean, data was really bullish on coin yesterday. Could have seen that coming. This really threw me off, guys. This bearish close. I mean, the whole plan when I woke up, I was like, okay, I know the data is bullish. I don't know what this gap down is, but I want to get long. And I was just hoping we'd get a bullish close above 433.11 because that would have been the obvious long. But that bearish close just threw me off so hard. It was like, okay, what's going on here? Like, we should be heading back down one more level. Especially SOXS looked bullish as well, but what can you do? These things happen. Nice plug is moving. I'm in the plug $8 call and the Neo $9 call. For plug, I did November 10th because plug move looks like it can happen a lot faster. And Neo, because I know we still need a lot of confirmation, gave myself an extra week. Okay, so obviously we need SPY above the 5-minute trigger to stick the bullishness. And then here's the next level above that we would have to get over. And if we get above 435.17, I wouldn't be worried of further downside. So I'm not really going to pay too much attention to plug and Neo. What I will do is turn on some alerts so we know when it's going to move bearishly. Then we could hedge with some puts if you want, like weekly puts, while we keep the month out positions. So that's the 15-minute LDPM. That would, I probably won't even, but just I like knowing when it's going to be bearish. So losing the 15-minute LDPM for either of them wouldn't be bullish in the short term, but there does seem to be very solid support underneath for plug. And it's really, what it's really about is simply getting these LDPMs, 5, 15, hourly, 4-hour, and daily above this weekly LDPM. Once that happens, it's more than likely that price is going to rip up to 817. Very likely, to be honest. So it's more of like a waiting game, just time, and just see how this continues to develop. But with plug this far above the weekly LDPM, so if you'll notice, you can see there's already like consecutive candles above, and the 5 and the 15-minute crossed above, and the hourly can cross above soon. So I'll show you an example. If we look at Amazon, this happened recently. So where was it? Here. So price was hanging out above the 1-week LDPM, and then once it got like enough exposure above the 1-week LDPM, it ripped up towards the 2-week LDPM. Now this isn't the biggest move, and then again it happened above here, closed above weekly LDPM, ripped up towards 1-week LDPM. So when you go back to plug, I'm really looking for the exact same move, and I don't see why it wouldn't happen, especially with now price, the 1-minute trigger, and hopefully the 5-minute trigger soon crossing above the daily trigger. When we're this far above the weekly LDPM, the only thing that makes sense next to happen is for price to rip up towards the 2-week LDPM. That's just how it works. Now, confirmation, pure full confirmation, would come after all of these cross above, but a lot of times that move can happen a lot earlier. Go back to Neo, you see something very similar. So right now, the LDPMs are still stacked bearishly. So it's good to have some exposure once price breaks above the daily LDPM, but confirmation that price is headed up towards the 1-week LDPM is going to take maybe another day, maybe another 8 hours or so for the 5, the 15, the hourly, and the 4-hour to cross all the way above the daily LDPM. Now, you don't need all that confirmation to take a starter position. But once you do get that confirmation, if price is still hanging out in this range, it's a great place to add for further upside. So again, Neo, in the back of our minds, we know that the data is bullish, VOX is bullish. There has been plenty of put selling recently, and price is now above the hourly trigger. Let's see if there was bullish daily divergences. That would actually help a lot. Doesn't seem like it, no. But that doesn't mean price can't get to the daily trigger. We do see definitely, velocity is repairing. So that is a good sign. Once the 5-minute trigger crosses above the hourly trigger, it's the same trade like everything else. Okay, so SPY did reject that top level. Might even be able to short off this, but I'm not going to go for it. Tesla caught a nice bounce. So yeah, the levels did not exactly work out this morning for a lot of these stocks. A lot of stocks got bearish closes and have just ripped right back up to the levels. Now, the thing is, this may also be top end, at least for now, and it may come crashing back down towards here. So that is something to keep in mind. So again, Plug and Neo, both of them. Plug looks like it could happen faster, but Neo looks like it's going to need time. So I would say there's a chance that it gets going, but I would say more than likely it needs a couple of hours for the 5, 15 hourly LDPM to cross above. And I'm just going to use pullbacks as like dip opportunities to scale into my position. Now, what I'm a little curious about is with Bitcoin dumping this much, how is Mara and coin and everything ripping? But maybe it wasn't as big as a dump as I thought. So Mara up 4%. That had really bullish data yesterday. Coin up 3%. That had really bullish data yesterday. Overstock had tons of put selling yesterday, by the way. PayPal, let's take a look at this for a second. So, okay, you guys want to long PayPal? I think this is going to go up to the right here to the weekly LDPM, but I don't think it's ready just yet. We can take a look at the data real quick for PayPal. So we do see this beautiful VOX coiling, VOX trend starting to point higher here. And as soon as it makes its way into stability, which it could after today, sets up a really easy trade to the daily trigger because these lower time frame LDPMs are going to cross as well. And price is going to head up to the weekly LDPM, which is 4 cents from the daily trigger. Price is still in a gamma squeeze. So when you go back here, we can see here. So whenever there's negative delta, that's short delta. That's what puts the stock in a gamma squeeze. So it looks like gamma's getting worse, right? It went from 16, yesterday was -2, and now -24. So I would be a little hesitant to hop in. Does look like solid purchasing support around price. But for this kind of trade, I don't see why not just wait for price to move into, for VOX to move into stability. And then you have a much better chance of hitting the trade to the upside. Or wait for 4-hour LDPM to cross above daily LDPM and long dips all the way up to weekly LDPM. Okay, let's get back here. So yeah, upper end rejection. I'd be a lot more comfortable in all my long positions once I see price above this level. That's the truth. For now, I think we're going to come down here, honestly. I think there's a very good chance that we come down here. Because look, 5-minute trigger below the hourly trigger for QQQ, below the hourly trigger for Apple, almost below for Amazon, below for Tesla. So it just doesn't look like enough strength to me to be able to stick this. See, only Meta is long. Interesting strength from Meta. But, as long as we hold the hourly trigger, we're probably going to be okay. So to hedge these long positions, if we do see like obvious downside coming, just buy SPY puts. And then, even though these will take a hit, plug in Neo, you'll be able to capitalize off SPY puts. So once we get this bullish close, market has a chance of ripping higher to 437.27, then I'd be so much more comfortable in my long positions. Now I do want to show you this. I'm watching this on my other chart. If we get a bearish 5-minute LDPM crossover, which can happen soon, then I will take some puts, just more as a hedge for my longs than anything else. But because we did get this bearish close, if we get a 5-minute bearish crossover, then I'm just going to take some puts. See, Amazon and Tesla both look like they're going to fail and come back down, right? QQQ also looks like it rejected the 5-minute trigger. So in my opinion, the downside isn't done until we could get that bull close 435.17. So I'm watching 5-minute LDPM on my other screen, and I'm probably going to hop into puts as soon as it's necessary. As soon as we get a bearish 5-minute LDPM crossover. So the plug-in Neo positions are more, farther dated. Like I know they're going to take time, but I do think this move is going to happen. So I am willing to go through a little bit of drawdown. I mean, they both look very solid. Not gonna lie, both look very solid. So not really too worried. But again, under the 5-minute trigger, I'll simply cut the position. Till then, I like it enough to stay in. In retrospect, shorting this level would have been a great idea, but I wasn't on the screen, so I didn't even see it. Google very possibly may have bottomed at 137.23 this morning. This definitely looks like Tesla's gonna fail here. It's also rejecting this 251.22 level. 251.22. So, Tesla puts could work here. If anyone's interested, down at 249.44. But I'm not gonna take it. I'm just waiting. There's a bearish SPY crossover, then I'll take it. Then I'll go short SPY. So again, continuous rejections of this level. You could go short with a stop loss maybe above the 5-minute trigger, but I'm not going to touch it for now. So I want to see this 5-minute trigger cross to get a little bit more comfortable. And again, I can't consider this a break of the daily LDPM until we get these crossovers. Daily LDPM is a thick level. Like it could take a lot of time to break through it. But with all the put selling recently and the data looking pretty solid, oops, not Neo. I'm comfortable enough to sit in this for a few days and see what happens. Okay, so SPY 5-minute LDPM is coming closer to price. So I probably will be entering some puts soon. I'm going to wait till that bearish cross. Yeah, so Vogue's instability, Vogue's trend rounding out. Not in a gamma squeeze. Bullish snap graphs and tons of put selling recently. So confident enough for now, but this is going to be a tough level to break for sure. Again, daily LDPM, this level isn't exact. It's more of this entire area that needs to clear. So I wanted some exposure in case, there's a crazy move higher, but in general, we need the 15 and the hourly to all cross above. Below here is when I just cut the position for about a 10-15 cent loss. Nothing unmanageable. I did 11.10 on plug and 11.17 on Neo. What do you need to see breaking above the daily trigger to confirm? So usually you want to see, first of all, the 1 and the 5 cross above without divergences. Right now, there is 1 hourly divergence. And then, yeah, you want to see a daily close above, and you want to see the hourly trigger cross above as well. So again, this might take some time for Neo to break through here. But in general, I'm still bullish. Below here, I'd get a little worried, but I'm still bullish. Okay, SPY's making another run for it. Let's see if we can get a bull close above 435.17. Now SPXS is selling pretty hard actually. So it wasn't a major fake out because the 5-minute trigger never crossed above. But I did think that this was going to be a little more bullish on SPXS. So if you want, you can try shorting this again and just stop out on a bull close above the level. but I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm just gonna chill. If there's a bearish 5-minute LDPM cross, then I'll take the trade. But I do think there's good odds of a rejection here. And SPY doesn't seem like it cares. This is where I just like, shake my head because it's like all the reports yesterday were bullish and I was prepared to get long the whole day, but the gap down just threw me off so badly. That's what just like sucks. There's not much you can do about it, but if there was no like major gap down or whatever and we just like dip down to this level, that was like such an obvious long signal for me, but whenever there's gaps, it severely throws me off. All right, so it looks like plug got a little boost, and we're seeing the hourly LDPM crossover. I mean, everything about this tells me that price is going to head up here. Like, I would really be surprised if we don't end up getting this move. I really fully believe that we get up here. I don't know like how fast it'll happen or if it'll for sure happen, but really does seem like it wants to go up there. And again, PayPal, like the bullish trend and now price breaking above daily LDPM is probably enough to tell you that we are headed back up to the daily trigger. It's not a long that I love, but it is a long that can work. So you got price, the 1 and the 5 above the hourly trigger, daily LDPM, price above, and the 5 and the 15 above. Second. So, I think PayPal is going to end up making this move. I don't know if I really want to play it, but I do think PayPal is going to end up making this move. I think I'm already in enough trades right now. So damn. So the forecasts were right in the end. It's just I just got thrown off so badly from that gap. And the bearish closes this morning. So I feel like if we did gap down, but we ended up getting that bull close above 43.10, I would have been long 100%. Unfortunately, just didn't go my favor today, which is okay, because hopefully Neo and Plug will make me some money. But it is just a little bit annoying. This was a big move that we could have caught. Coin still moving bullishly. So Google made a crazy move off the lows. Crazy move off the lows. Again, we can't get too bullish. It's 10:39. We need another 20 minutes to see if we actually get this bear close. This bull close, sorry. So I wouldn't get overly excited too fast. Tesla looks like it wants this 1-5 trigger cross. Wow. Imagine this Tesla airplane does end up happening. That would be very crazy. The 5-minute trigger cross yet? Okay, just about. 15-minute LDPM coming above. So yeah, the daily LDPM area is being very, very sticky. And that's definitely something to keep an eye on. It might take like another day to break above, to be honest. Yeah, might take another day, but I'm fine. And as long as if we break below here, I'm just gonna close up and then wait. Um, but as long as I don't break it below here, I would probably just use dips to add. What does GME look like on the triggers right now? Oh, okay. So probably need some more time for hourly velo to repair, but if we can stay above the 5 minute trigger, another hour or two, might be able to head up there. If we do get a trigger cross on Tesla, might be worth a long position. Level below 251.22. There's also 251.95. So this might be worth a long. And the Tesla data did look bullish besides for that crazy increase in puts. But Gavin took a look at them yesterday and they look to be like $60 puts for January. So January 2024. So probably just some sort of hedge. So if there's a bullish trigger cross, might set up a long for Tesla. There was already a nice big move to the upside that unfortunately I missed because of this bearish close. Um, so I'm just a little cautious to jump into anything right now. And I mean, it's hard to deny this does look a little bullish, but this looked bearish and we reversed real quick. So again, just patience from me. I will short a 5 minute bearish crossover. So just watching 5 minute LDPM, if we do get that bearish cross, which probably will shortly, then I am gonna take puts. More so as a hedge against these longs. But I just want to be hedged on a bearish 5 minute LDPM crossover. So I don't know how far down that move will go. Hanging out at the level, breaking below these two triggers wouldn't be great. So 15 minutes to see where they close us. Tesla and Apple can get a push here, and I'd say there's better odds, but for now, there's no real tell. General overview of the market is still bullish for now. I don't think this changes much. Tesla 253 can also be a long trigger. Yeah, so Tesla looks like it's going to go here. I'm going to grab a couple of Tesla calls. Nothing crazy. Okay, so I took just a couple of Tesla calls. I think it could possibly push here. Only took 5. Probably stop out below 250, 250, 250. I'll probably stop out. Maybe lose $100. So let me just show you guys. So yesterday, oh wow. Yesterday, Tesla broke above this LDPM line and rocketed up to 255. So I want to see if I can get the same repeat. I'll stop out, 5-minute LDPM crosses back above price. I didn't take a big position. Here it was. So yesterday, Tesla broke above here and just rocketed higher. So I want to see if maybe we get the same move. I went very light, just to see if we can get it. Normally, when I play Tesla, it's like 10, 15 contracts. So easy stop out for me. If 5-minute LDPM turns bearish, for now I'm gonna stay in this and see what happens. See, plug is moving. That's good. So keeping an eye here. And let's see if we can get that move back up to 255. The level exactly is 255.22. Again, 5-minute LDPM crosses above price. I'll stop out, maybe lose $100 or so. Right now I'm down 25. Not liking this because SPY just sold below 5-minute LDPM. Here, you know what? I'm gonna make this view easier for you guys to see. So this is my stop out if 5-minute LDPM moves above price. Otherwise, I want to see if we can get up to 255. And this is where I would sell right away. No questions asked, if we do manage to get there. That's a nice crossover right there. I want to see the 5-minute trigger continue rising, and 15-minute LDPM crossed over here. So look at the hourly LDPM. We want to see that cross the 4-hour and then come up and cross that here. So stop out is just 5-minute LDPM crossing above price. SPY is still just chilling at this level. We got 11 more minutes. What's up with GME and AMC both bullish when the market was red? It's a great question. That I'm not so sure about. At what strike price for Tesla? I took the 255 weeklies. Plug on the move. Oh, very nice, guys. Plug is on the move. Lovely. Great to see that. Now let's see if Neo can join it. When I switch everything to the 5-minute LDPM, you can see just the bullish crossover led to so much, good movement that could have been capitalized on. So if SPY 5-minute LDPM crosses above price, then that may warrant a put position for whoever's interested. But like, I don't know if there's like a real reason to short. I don't know if we're gonna come all the way back down, but you're scared about your longs dropping and you want to hedge with some SPY puts. You'll probably see some sort of downside reaction once, yeah, like this. Once the 5-minute candle closes, there's still 3 more minutes. Probably see some sort of downside reaction, I would guess. Let's see QQQ as well. Let's take a look at Apple. Yeah, so you can see like this is probably where the rally ends. Where this move ends is going to be if in 3 more minutes 5-minute LTPM is above price. That's telling us that okay, this rally ran out of steam, and expect some sort of pullback. It doesn't mean that we're going to come down and make a new low, but it's telling you to expect some sort of pullback. Now for Tesla, I'm just staying long until 5-minute LTPM crosses above price. Because there's a chance that we just rip up here. Not a huge one, so I didn't take such a big position. I only took 5 contracts. We also might just see like stagnation. That wouldn't be too surprising. Yeah, not too crazy. This is really where I would sell like below 848. So only like another 7-8 cents or so. But again, it's more. It's not really bearish. It's just more resistance at the daily LDPM, and it's up to price to decide if it can push through it or if it's going to come back down. Oh, so I just see IWM opening sweeper into the December 1st 182 calls. So that could help our small caps like Plug and Neo. That could help out a lot. If IWM starts to move, Plug and Neo can rip. So yeah, you could see the LDPMs everywhere, really signaling that the upside is probably done for now. Yeah, upside probably done for now, and expect like some sort of dip. The only thing is, I don't know if we're going to come all the way back down here. I kind of doubt it. You never know, so you can take precautionary measures for that hedge. I doubt we're going to head all the way down here. I would imagine we catch some sort of support here and then continue pushing again. But here, let's take a look at our scanner. So 15-minute LDPMs are bullish, 5-minute LDPMs started to turn bearish. Still have a lot of market participants below the hourly trigger, which I don't love. So Tesla plays still alive until there's a bearish 5-minute LDPM crossover. All right, guys, look at Plug. Moving up towards our target. So again, like I explained with Amazon, like once price spends enough time above the 1-week LDPM and the 5 and the 15 and like the hourly cross above, you'll almost always head up to the 1-week LDPM. iPlays channel, thank you so much. I lost the trading view indicator. Can you link that again? Of course. Just post your trading view name in the post trading view name here channel, and then I will add you. See, this is why it's important to wait for the 5-minute close. That's why I kept saying wait for the confirmation, because the 5-minute close is actually below price. Tesla moving higher here. And again, my stop loss is simply if 5-minute LDPM crosses above price, and my target price is just 255.22. I could take the profit here if I really wanted to. I'm up $162, but I'm not, I'm playing it for the target. So if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but I don't need to take the quick money. If I had 10 contracts, then right now is where I would start trimming. So once I'm up like $160 or whatever, I would cut half and let half run free, and cut half and cut the rest if 5-minute LDPM crosses below price. So I'm not really in a rush to close this, is what I'm saying. It's just a small position. Like I'll probably make like $300-400 if we get up here, but I don't need the 160 right now. Look at plug. What a move, guys. What a move. So I'm up on plug $348, 12%. If you would like to take the profit, you can. I'm gonna hold until 817 or so. Now again, we may very well come back down, retest these levels, but I do think over the course of the next few days, and again, I have 3 weeks on these, I think we'll head up to 817. So I'm not utterly worried. And the trade was never invalidated. So if we go to our MSW chart, so it did take a while. Definitely took a while for this trade to happen. I alerted it over here, but price never broke below the hourly trigger, and now we're breaking above the daily trigger. So, I mean, to cut now is just like not trusting the system that we're going to keep headed higher, and I think we are going to keep headed higher. So I feel comfortable just sitting in this. Look, even if we pull back, and whatever, I still think we could end up getting to the 2-week LDPM at the very least. I'm going to ask Gavin for plug levels, just so you guys have the option to cut or trim at certain levels. Where's Tesla? Okay, so the trade's still alive. Again, I'm going to cut on a bearish 5-minute crossover, whether if it's for profit or not. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a bearish close. All right, wait one more second. Yeah, so if you want to get short on this bearish close, not a terrible idea. Just like some insurance. I am probably going to take a small size put position. If we get a bearish close, here it is. One more second. Yeah, that was bearish. Oh, that's so tough. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a teeny short position. Teeny size. Nah. The close was bearish, so I would expect this to get sold, but I'll just wait until we get a bearish 5-minute crossover. Now, I do expect this to get pulled back down, but I don't know if I want to go ahead and start doing extra shit, like shorting it. I don't know. Yeah, the close was most definitely bearish. Look, I'll take a few puts, like 3 puts, just in case. I'll take 5. Okay, I took 5 puts. What's the worst that could happen? I am also long Tesla. I think I'll close it, like, I'll just keep it open, whatever. Okay, Tesla, I'm up 125 bucks. I'm just gonna close that as well. Yeah, okay, I closed Tesla mostly because of the SPY bear close, but I imagine it could keep pushing higher. But I'd rather just be safe, so I closed it. Might miss out on some juicy gains, but you all saw the SPY bear close. So feel free to, by the way, feel totally free to keep this open. I don't know why I just closed that. That was pretty stupid and rushed. Yeah, probably gonna close the puts too. Still made money. I don't know, SPY just doesn't look bearish to me. I'm gonna close it, even though we did get a bear close. All right, I'm out of the puts. Still long Tesla. You could still use the 5-minute LDPM as your stop. Ugh, that was stupid. This is what always happens to me. I'll short like a bearish level close, and then price will break above the level, and I'll be like, nah, it's bullish. I'll close the puts, and then we'll come rocketing down. So I am glad that I closed Tesla. I'm a little stupid to close those 5 puts, but whatever. I only had like 5 either way. Wasn't gonna make too much money off of it. Yeah, like whenever I'm long anything, if I notice SPY get a bearish close, then I'll just close it. Even if I think there might be more or whatever, I'll just close it, especially if I'm in profit, because like why not? No need to get super greedy. I'm definitely gonna regret closing these puts if we come back down to 430, 10, which makes sense because that's next level down. So even if like we stay up here for a little bit, the end result might be us selling down here. So someone says there's a level at 785. So whoever wants to take take the trade right here, you're more than welcome to. Not a bad decision. More than welcome to take the profit here. Me personally, even if there is a rejection, which there probably will be, we'll come back down. I think I'm just gonna hold this. Like it's more of like a longer term swing for me. So again, this is my Neo stop loss below here. But again, if you have a lot of time on these, you don't necessarily have to stop out. You can just chill with it. But plug, yeah, plug very well may be topping here for now. By the way, Tesla did get a bullish close above this level, so odds favor coming up here, even if it retests and then goes. So this looks like topping at this level here. Yeah, I don't know. These closes aren't exactly working so well recently. I'm I'm gonna hop back into Tesla real quick. Same calls, 255. See what happens. Do I want to? Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. No, forget it. I'm not gonna do it. So again, look, this isn't too surprising for Neo because again, daily LDPM is a big level to crack. Like, yes, sometimes it can happen easily, which is why I wanted exposure. For example, for Plug, I took 50 contracts. For Neo, I took 30 because Neo I had better scale in, and I knew. Here, let me show you guys the good view. Here it is. 1 second. Let me explain this to you guys. So here's Neo on the daily, right? Very bearish LDPM setup. Now, that doesn't mean it can't run up to the daily trigger. Every bearish setup eventually turns bullish again. Question is if we're at a bottom. Now, throughout this whole area, there's been strong put selling over the past 10 days or so. So big money seems to think like this is a bottom. VOX is also, what was VOX doing? Hold on. Okay, let me just finish this first. So this is the daily LDPM, this pink line, 860. The one that we're using is not exact. So it's a lot, just like when the hourly trigger is below the daily, weekly, and monthly triggers, it's harder to get above the hourly trigger. It's also harder to get above the daily LDPM when it's below all the rest of the LDPMs, because the rest of the LDPMs are bearish. So it can take a while, which is kind of what we're seeing right now, it taking a while. But that doesn't mean it's bearish. It just means it can take a while. So, the hope is that eventually we get some more bullish crossovers. And if the 4-hour LDPM crosses above the hourly LDPM, then it's very likely we're headed up here. But I have a month on these. Like, I don't know if I would close them even if we start selling. Like, I might only close them if we lose this low. Because for now, you can see that we are making like some sort of uptrend over here. So maybe if we crack this, I'll close. But because of the put selling here, VOX instability and VOX trend starting to round out, even with like a little bit of upside, if VOX can continue moving higher, then I think we should be good. Now, one small concern here is the fact that this little move, oh, it wasn't so little. Okay. But this move did cause like a VOX spike. Again, with VOX trend rounding out, as long as this continues to round out, I think VOX is going to keep pushing higher. If we see VOX trend start to turn down, then maybe we can close it. Again, there was bullish snap graphs, but this is like the main thesis behind the trade. Wow. Okay, so I guess the levels are working. Basically, short anything above 435.17, it seems. Yeah, Plug did reject that level. If you wanted to take profit, that was the time while Mara is ripping. Wow. So yeah, I know a lot of you guys are in Mara, so I'm happy for you all. So look, I kind of think that Plug will end up getting this bullish crossover and push to 951. Now, it may not happen in a day. So if you're looking for a scalp, you might want to just take the profit here. But I think that's going to be the end result over the next few weeks. And I do have, 3 weeks left on my calls. So I think for me, again, for these kind of plays where there's really good potential, I don't need to take the money off the scalp. Like this kind of money, like what am I up right now? $348. If I needed to, I'll make that on a scalp somewhere. For this, it's more of like I'm trying to make a few thousand, right? So if the trade works out, great. If not, I'll stop out below the hourly trigger for either a small loss or maybe even break even at that point. But while Price just broke above the daily trigger, and the LDPMs are now all crossing bullishly. I don't see like a reason to sell. I do see a reason to trim big time right here at 816, but that's 30 cents higher from where we are now. So I would definitely take half right here and only let half run to the weekly trigger. But even if we do reject here and come all the way back down, I'm really okay with it. I just don't see a reason to just try to take this small profit right here. Unless what you can do is you can take the profit right here and then add once there's finally an hourly close above 785 or down here. But I'm not trying to like micromanage and scalp this. I'm trying to honestly forget about it. Move it all the way down. I'm trying to forget about it and just wait. Wait until like there's any signs that I have to close it. So yeah, I mean, VOEX trend moving straight up. It looks like VOEX wants to move higher. There is selling pressure above, but there's solid purchasing support below price. Whenever we see solid purchasing support below price like this, it tends to be pretty bullish. We saw this with Tesla before it had a gigantic run, and we saw it with Meta before it had a gigantic run. One-day snap graph is bullish. The rest aren't, slightly concerning. And then look at all this put selling recently. So I don't know. I think there's a chance of this move happening, and that's why I'm just going to hold. Easy stop out is right below the hourly trigger here. Until then, I'm just going to hold. If you want to take the profit, this is probably going to be a very strong level. See what the EPR is. So yeah, the EPR is 784. So it doesn't have us the upper bound interval for today, 784, which is pretty much right where we're at now. So no shame in profit taking here. Yeah, if you want to cut Neo, if you're not confident or whatever, I would cut under 848. I'm probably going to cut under 848 and try to reposition and catch it a different time. I was thinking about just holding it till the trend line, but like, I'm not going to do that. Tough decision I would have to make, actually. It is fairly small, so I don't really mind holding it. That's a decision you guys will have to make for yourself. So now SPXS is looking bearish, and as long as it stays below the 1 and 5, I would expect SPY to keep moving higher. Apple caught support on the weekly trigger today. Again, if Apple breaks above the hourly trigger, by the way, that is a very big long, because that's like an airplane on top of a daily trigger, weekly trigger airplane. So I do love the long if Apple breaks above its hourly trigger. Just want to point that out. Okay, I think I'm ready to close the stream here. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Oh, you have 7.5 plug weeklies. Weeklies, I would have closed at the 785 level, to be honest. It's not super likely that it continues pushing higher today. But if you want to hold for, I would definitely have trimmed 785. Me personally, I would have cut the whole thing at 785, maybe left a few runners and called it a day, especially if you got in down here. But whatever, it's preference. If you want to wait for the 1 minute trigger, you can do that as well, I guess. Yeah, I mean, at this point, why not? It's right here. Let's look at velocity for a minute. What did velocity look like? Wow. You know what? That's actually a really nice push. So no bearish 5-minute divs, no bearish 1-minute divs, and now consolidation. Someone just said, whoa, SPY. Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, listen, all the forecasts were bullish on everything, guys. The right move today was buy the dip. That was the right move. Just buy the dip. I fucked up. And the reason why I fucked up, excuse my language, is because there was a bearish close right here. See, right here, 955. And so I thought we'd have one more level down, and then SPY just ripped to the upside. What I should have done was just focused on any excuse to get long this morning instead of trying to short, and went long as soon as we had the bullish 5-minute crossover. That's what I should have done. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. At the end of the day, not much to do about it now. So if I see Neo, what's it called? If I see Neo at 848, I'm just gonna cut and wait for a better opportunity. It is what it is. I'll take right now I'm down $120 on it. So it is what it is. Yeah, so you guys see SPXS, which is inverse SPY. This is looking pretty bearish. Can get an hourly trigger cross down soon. And I imagine SPY will keep pushing. Now for Tesla, I'm almost positive Tesla's going to go to 255.22 today. But I'm done trading for now. So if you want that long, that's going to happen more than likely. And what's it called? And as long as 5-minute LDPM stays below price, I'm going to head up to 255.22. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm probably going to start doing this daily again because it's fun. And I enjoy your guys' company. So see you again tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.